What is up, YouTube? Welcome to try number, I don't know, 5, 6 to make this opening video. Liberty Frenzy here. Welcome to my channel. Let's see, so I've got a, real quick as to why this is number 3 or 4 or 5. I don't even know what number this is. I tried to do this video. But I've got a Drift HD, and I've tried to make it a couple times, and every time I try to make the video, it'll start rolling, start recording, I'll get audio. This obviously is when I import it into iMovie. But I import the video, and it'll start to play, and then after a period of time, whether it's 30 seconds or a minute, the video freezes and the audio stops in iMovie. And it's not my computer freezing, it's just the actual the video itself. Just swapped out memory cards. I was using a Fuji SDXC or whatever. I switched to a Samsung, just a SDHC, so the non-X version, to see if this makes it any better. Hopefully it does. So if it does, and you're watching this, then I got it to work. Anyway, so let's see. I'm a new rider. I've been riding for about 3 months now. I'm on a 2015 FZ-07, Yamaha FZ-07. It's got 2,358 miles. I bought it when it had 2 miles on it. And that's my only riding experience, is what you see here. So I still got a lot to learn. Obviously, I know I'll be learning forever, but nonetheless, as far as the bike goes, the bike is incredible. I absolutely love the bike. Granted, I don't have anything really to compare it to, but the torque, the low end torque, the how nimble it is, it's really it's a fun bike to ride. For my first bike, I like the more upright riding posture, as opposed to a Super Sport with the lower handlebars. So my channel, what's it gonna be about? Obviously, right now I'm motovlogging, so there's gonna be motovlogs in there for sure. But it's not going to be just a motovlog channel. It's going to be an adventure channel. So I love to do anything that has to do with outdoors. Hunting, fishing, hiking, camping, shooting, biking, 5K races. I'm going to be documenting a lot of that stuff. A lot of the incentive for that for me has come from the Nut and Fancy channel. He's annotated below. Got an incredible channel, and it really has helped me realize that you have to live life every day. It's easy to get absorbed in work, and it's important to make that time to live life to its fullest. And then to go beyond that, I think it's important to document it, because later on in life, all we are is we're just a series of really memories and what we've done. So I think the more you can document that stuff, the more I can document it now, the more I'll be able to look back on this stuff later on and really remember some of the things I did, because that's something I struggle with. I'm 32. I've done a lot of cool things. Traveled all over the world. I've lived in Italy, lived in Cuba, lived in the Middle East, the good parts and the bad parts. Lived in a couple places within the States. So I've done a lot of cool things. I've been in a lot of cool places. But at the same time, but I don't have a lot of really good memories about it. So I remember some stuff, but not a lot. I'd like to really have a better way to record these memories and these thoughts later on in life. So that's really is the ultimate point. Would it be cool to have start getting some subscribers and all that stuff, and videos that are liked and all that? It would be awesome. Don't get me wrong, But first and foremost, this channel is for me and my family later on in life. Yeah, I was saying I've got a dog. He's awesome. He's a half shepherd, half Belgian Malinois. You'll definitely see him in the videos. We love to go hiking and all that stuff. First topic. Let's see. let's talk about choosing your first concealed carry pistol. So this could be a super long topic that I could probably talk about for, I don't know, probably an hour if I really wanted to get into it, but I'll try to cover some of the overall basics and then cover some of the stuff more in depth later on. So your first option is, okay, decide you want to carry concealed or perhaps open, depending on where you live. If you want to carry open, obviously you're going to have different firearm requirements. I wouldn't say requirements, but you're less limited if you're going to carry open. You can carry a larger gun without having to worry about trying to conceal it. You can go with the full-size 1911 if you want, or whatever. You can carry a Glock 34, which is a 6-inch barreled Glock. So you can carry pretty much whatever you want if you're going to open carry. So we'll save that discussion for another day. As far as concealed carry goes, you have to balance firepower and concealability. Concealability contains size and weight. If you don't want something that is small, but in my opinion, small but heavy, because even if you've got a good holster for it, you're still gonna have issues as far as it's not gonna be very comfortable, in my opinion. I carried a SIG 228 concealed for about 15 months while I was stationed overseas, and that definitely wears on you over time. And then from there, I actually came back and I bought a SIG 229 with a rail, which is basically a 228 with a rail on it. But it is a heavy gun, and it's pretty thick. So that's a nice ride, or not. It is pretty thick, which again goes back to the issue of concealability. The thicker the gun, obviously, the more it's going to print out from your garment. So that's something to consider as well. When choosing a pistol, you have to first decide how your primary means of carrying it is going to be. Whether it's going to be on the body or perhaps in a bag, like in a purse or a man bag. Or if you're going to carry off body, again, you're far less limited for what you can use. You can use pretty much anything off body. Obviously, the biggest concern there, though, is that you have to be able to keep whatever it is, your purse or your MERS, man bag, messenger bag, whatever, you got to keep it with you at all times. So on the body carry, I prefer, currently I carry appendix inside the waistband, so it's basically at 12 o'clock, just behind my belt buckle. I've been interested in it for a while. I tried a couple different holsters. None of them really worked for me. But when I got my motorcycle, I really, in my opinion, needed to go with the appendix inside the waist while riding. Mainly because if I do bail, I do dump it, the last thing I want to do is be sliding on a gun on my hip as I'm sliding on my side. So at least being at the stomach area, in theory, less likely to be an issue or as big of an issue during a wreck. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. I really don't know, but that's kind of my thought on it. And really, once you get used to it, I had to find the right holster. I went with the Raven Concealment ACR, appendix carry rig is what they call it. It's a great holster, really firm snap, and made it possible for me to carry appendix comfortably without digging into crotch area or digging into your stomach or anything like that when you're on the bike. So that was a good choice for me. Because I carry a modified full-size M&P 9mm. When I say modified, basically what I did was I took 9/16 of an inch that I cut out of the grip, and then subsequently cut 9/16 of an inch out of the middle of several magazines. Basically what that did was it took that full-size M&P and made it the same size as a Glock 19, which in my opinion is the ultimate size for a carry gun. I think Glock 100% nailed it, and the fact that no other gun manufacturers make a gun in that size is completely mind-boggling. Perfect size for your grip on your hands. Still got a good barrel length, good sight radius. It's just an incredible gun. I just don't like the way Glocks feel for me. I know everyone's different, whatever. I've shot them. I shoot them fine. I have no issues. My dad was a cop. He grew up, I grew up shooting his service Glock. We go to the range, so very familiar with them, and just the M&P fits me better. But it was too big. The full size was too big, so like I said, I made some modifications to it. I'll probably flash a picture up here for you so you can see a picture of it, kind of see what I've done there. And it really wasn't all that hard. The hardest part was the magazines. It took me about an hour, maybe 2 hours total to do 5 mags, to cut them down. And then the gun itself was quick. It was literally just a bandsaw. Just to set it on the bandsaw and just cut right through the polymer. There's no issue on that at all. So as far as select your gun, once you figure out where you're going to carry it, whether it's going to be appendix carry, on the hip, from there, obviously you want to choose a holster. I'm a big fan of Concealment Solutions, again, annotated below. They've got awesome holsters. They're very similar to like Crossbreed and a couple other brands that they mate the Kydex onto the leather holsters. We've got a normal gun. You pretty much order it. They have it ready to ship. Quality's great, and it's good price. You know, $60 or so, give or take, for a holster. So that's not sponsored by them. I just have been using their holsters for a long time, and I only switched to the Raven Concealment because they've got, in my opinion, the top appendix carry holster on the market. So choosing your gun, once you've decided where you're going to carry it, how you're going to carry it, from there, then you just got to kind of figure out what gun works for you. Your best bet is to find a gun range. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. I'm sorry for this. Find a gun range in your area that lets you try out different guns. You know, if you have a friend that's got a couple different pistols, I guarantee you, if you tell them you'll provide the ammo, that they'll have no issues letting you shoot their gun. If they don't, they're not a real gun person, and find new friends. Try out everything you can. Try out the Glock. Try out the Smith & Wesson. Try out a single stack 9mm, whether it's the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield, Car CW9, PM9, the Ruger LC9, SR9C. There's tons of options for relatively compact, good-sized guns. As far as ballistics goes and which caliber you should buy, this place is so cool. I need to go in there. As far as which caliber you should choose and all that stuff, in my personal opinion, based on modern ballistics and all that, there's no reason to go with anything other than 9mm. If you want to go with 45, because, you know, whatever, got it, fine, I don't blame you. If I lived in a state that had a 10-round magazine capacity limit, I definitely went with 45, definitely. But living in a free state like Florida, or in this case Georgia, as you saw, I just rolled into Florida now from Georgia. Living in a free state, clearly, if you ask me, the more the merrier. Statistics show us, even in law enforcement-based shootings, they don't just fire 1 or 2 shots. The average gunfight, you know, is, I don't know the numbers offhand, but I believe it's 4 or 5 rounds for the average gunfight. And then there's tons of examples of cops being in a firefight and, you know, emptying a magazine and not hitting anything at, you know, 5, 6, 7 yards away or less. And I know everyone says, oh, well, I can do better than that, whatever. The fact of the matter is, unless you've been in a situation where you've been tested in a true life or death situation and you get that true stress response from your body, you don't really know how you're going to react. So with that being said, more rounds to me is better. 2, I carried 40 for a long time, and one day I borrowed a friend's Glock 17 9mm, a striker fired, and I was doing USPSA competitions. I shot with my SIG and 40, got the competition twice, and on every round, on every course of fire, I was more accurate and faster with his Glock than my SIG that I've been shooting my own Glock for a year. And then to take it one step further, I've been carrying a SIG for the military, and I was shooting about 1,000 rounds a month while I was carrying that SIG, because what I was doing for my job, I was putting a lot of rounds for that gun every month. And I still shot his gun faster and more accurately. If you ask me, that right there really pretty much sold it for me. 9mm to me, it's faster, it's more controllable, which means I can get more rounds on target more quickly. And on top of that, you get more magazine capacity, practice ammo is cheaper, therefore you're able to go out and shoot more, and it's lighter. which is a plus too. Again, going back to carrying, right? Basically, you're limited by how much weight you can physically carry. SAWC, size and weight constraints. That to me is one of the big reasons to go with 9mm. Biggest number one is controllability, and with modern ballistics, there's no difference. You know, yeah, okay, you could tell me that the 40 caliber round opens up to a 1/10 of an inch more in ballistic gelatin, or and same thing for the 45. Okay, so it opens up, I don't know, 2/10 of an inch larger in ballistic gelatin. One, humans aren't ballistic gelatin. Two, nothing's ever a perfect scenario. But I can tell you that lots and lots of people have been put down by 9mm, hey drug deal, 9mm, 38 specials, 45s, whatever. Although actually, ironically enough, there was a study that went a while back. If I can find a link to it, I'll annotate it in the show notes. But 22 caliber, 22 long rifle was actually the most lethal round in real life street shootings for however long the study was for. But what they found was it didn't have the greatest stopping power. Number of rounds to stoppage as far as how many rounds it took to stop a bad guy, but it took the least amount of rounds. I think it was like 1.2 rounds to kill attacker. But one thing that we learn in the military is you're not shooting to kill the threat. That's not the point. The point of shooting, if you're in that kind of situation, is to stop the threat, because I can kill someone and they can still have enough time before they actually die to kill me, because of the fact that there's enough oxygen in the brain. You can blow their heart out, you can put 5 rounds in their heart, and it's possible for them to still have enough oxygen in their blood to fuel their brain for 15, possibly 30 seconds depending if they're prone or not, if they're laying down. So just trying to kill isn't what you want. You want stoppage first. That's the most important thing. Let's see if this dude's okay. Alright, give me a thumbs up, so said he was alright, so hopefully he's good to go. To recap, number one, try to figure out how you're going to carry. It's going to be open carry, it's going to be off the body carry, it's going to be appendix, is it going to be strong side hip, whatever. However you're going to carry it. Once you decide how you're going to carry it, then you need to decide from there what gun works best for you. Go to the range. Most ranges, I wouldn't say most, I would say a lot of ranges nowadays have demo guns for all your really common firearms. Especially if they're a gun shop and a range. They're almost definitely going to have demo guns that you can try out, because they're going to want to sell guns to you, obviously. And then from there, once you've decided what gun feels best in your hand and fits the best, my opinion for a carry gun is go with 9mm. If that's not what you want to do, hey, it's your gun. I don't really give a shit what you carry. 40, 45, whatever. Choose your caliber off of science. Not bro science, not internet forums. As long as you are 9mm or above, 380 is marginal as far as a carry pistol goes, in my opinion. I do own one LCP 380. I bought it because it slides into, if you guys know what Thunderwear are, I'll link to it below, but I bought them when I lived in Tampa. I was stationed in Tampa, and I lived in a really rough part of town. Several military people had been mugged at gunpoint while they were running, for their iPhone or whatever, which is insane to me. But anyways, because of where I lived, I went ahead and got that. I can put that LCP inside the Thunderwear and wear them under running shorts or gym shorts with no t-shirt on, and you can't tell that I'm carrying. And it's small enough and light enough that it doesn't bounce around and doesn't cause any issues. So I do own a 380, although in my case it's a special use pistol. All my other carry guns, except for the SIG, which I pretty much never carry anymore, they are all 9mm. Whew, that is some dark ass smoke. What are they burning? Alright, well, if you're still watching, I really appreciate you coming out to my channel and checking me out. I hope you stick around, hit the subscribe button. My goal is to have two videos a week for now, and it won't all be MotoVlogs. There'll be adventure videos, going to the gun ranges, all that stuff as we go. So definitely check me out. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, advice, whatever, please hit me up, let me know, and I'll be talking to you again soon. Liberty Frenzy out.